Hello YouTube, we are back bringing you guys another redstone tutorial. Today we are going to be showcasing the Ender Portal sand duplicator from the Survival Craft series. So this is actually a very easy tutorial to do. It's not very difficult. There is one difficult part, but it's really not that bad. So yeah, this thing produces about 75,000 items an hour. It works on 1.15.1. It's fairly easy to build. It's kind of resource intensive if you are in survival, and it's difficult to break the end frames, but if you guys have a good way to do that, then you can do it that way as well. But there's plenty of videos on YouTube about that. I'm not going to do a video on it just because if I do a video on it, there's a higher chance it's going to get patched. So we're just going to not reveal the method that we use on the Survival Craft server, just so it doesn't get patched. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started in this video. So we need to build down 2 blocks from this, so you should have a 2-block gap in between it. Okay, then you come out 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, go up. So these guys should all be 4 blocks, and then they should come out 2, 3, 4, and then boom, like that. Yep. Okay, so now we're gonna place repeaters all around. Okay, and set all these to max tick delay. And now the bottom here, we're actually going to dig the floor out one more, sorry. So you're going to need a 12 by 12 area, not 12 by 11, but yeah, a 12 by 12 area to build this, sorry. Miscalculated the amount of blocks I needed here, but just go ahead and clear out the area for your end frames. Yeah! Yes! So go ahead and clear out this area for your end frame. And you will be good to go. So we're going to go from this center block here. We're going to go down, place an observer looking that way. We're going to come here and place an observer facing into this block here. Okay, and then next we're going to place a piece or a piston and a piece of concrete next to it with a lever on it. This is what turns the thing on. So if you look up here, it should be actually, oh my gosh, I'm dumb. Sorry, this repeater actually, or this observer, needs to go into there, sorry. Too many blocks, too much of a block difference there. Okay, but anyways, next we are going to have an observer facing into this block, and a block of concrete, and a sticky piston below that with a lever on that block to turn it on. So now if you turn it on, you should see it flicking. Okay, that's how you know you've done it right. So now we're going to line redstone here, all the way across, all 4 of these, just like that. Okay, and now I'm going to let you guys catch up on that. You need the design, it's 4 across here with 1 up, and then this design as well. You have an observer facing down with your piston there. Okay. So now we're going to take observer there, we do that on all 4 sides. Okay, and then we're going to stack these like this, and then like that. So you should have 2 on top and then 2 on the sides of each one. Okay. So now that we have that, we're going to place redstone dust on these 2 outer blocks there. What's happening here is when we flick this, it's updating those way faster because observers are 1 tick delays, so it's going to update those really fast. And yes, it's pretty laggy as well. So this is definitely a resource intensive farm for computer resources. We're going to wait to do the pistons on this. We're going to actually do the next step. So the next step is we are going to build out 3 blocks, and then we're going to get some iron bars. Okay. So within the game, passive mobs are allowed to drive through end portals. So we're going to go ahead and get a boat. Okay. I'm going to place down a boat. Then we're going to get a pig egg. You can use whatever you want for the mob. As long as it's a passive mob, you can use whatever you like. Then we're going to try to get him in the boat. There we go. So now that we have him in the boat, we are going to go ahead and F5 it. And we're going to try to get this boat as close to the fence as possible. So what I do is I back up until I can't back up anymore. And then just keep backing up and line up until I'm straight with the fence. This is the hardest part. We're going to do this about 4 other times. Okay. And then you're just going to take it really slow and drive it on into the end frame. Okay. Now the best way to do it, to get out of it, is to spectator it. Just to put yourself in the spectator mode. If you don't want to do the end, but as you can see, we haven't beat the Ender Dragon yet, but we'll just fall out of the world anyways because we can. We'll respawn in our bed, and we will do the exact same thing on this side. Okay, so we'll get our boat, we'll get our pig, place down the boat, place down the pig, get the pig into the boat, and then ride in the boat with the pig. Remember, do the where you can line it up, and then drive it straight in, maybe. Am I too close to it? Okay, and then just drive it straight in. Okay, we'll jump off again. Then bang. Alright. So now, what we have to do next is we have to place in our pistons on this side. Okay, so now you should also, if you do this right, you should be able to place a block here in front of the pigs. So yeah, that's how you know you did that part right. But anyways, our next step is going to be placing in our pistons. So we're going to need a sticky piston and regular pistons, a redstone block, and slime blocks. And this is the next step. So we're going to go ahead and place these pistons down right here, okay, into one below the purple, and then we're going to place our sticky piston here. Then we're going to get slime blocks, stack them, place that guy there, build across to here, and we're going to put a normal piston right there and break that slime block. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to grab some sand. Probably grab, actually we'll just do sand and concrete. We'll just grab a couple colors of concrete powder. Sorry, it's got to be concrete powder, by the way. And then we'll place them down. Now we have to make sure in the end that we do have the blocks. So yes. Now I am actually going to defeat the Ender Dragon first, really quick. We'll go ahead and defeat him. We'll destroy his little tethers here. There we go. Let's break these. We had to defeat him before we can do this farm. Like I said, make sure before you do this you have defeated him. It's kind of a interesting part. I believe I had to wait for him to land, don't I? Yeah. No. Come here. Come here. Quit flying through the towers, you monster. Alright, I'm gonna cut until I defeat this guy. Alright, we are back. Now we can go ahead and test to see if this thing works now that we have the Ender Dragon defeated. So what we do is we flip this. It looks like it is working, so we'll go into the end. and it is not working. So that means that our pigs are in the wrong area, and therefore we actually no, it's because it's I don't think you, yeah, it's got to. It's got to be with the idea that chunks are not loading in the overworld, but they are here. Yeah, it's got to be with the idea that in survival, like local multiplayer, you have to have chunks loaded. So this unfortunately is just going to be a tutorial on how to build it. It's probably not going to work in this because, like I said, I can't keep spawn chunks loaded. So let's go over how to build the rest of it, and then you guys can do it on a server. I'll make sure I put in the video title as well that it is server only, that you can't do it in offline because of you'd have to have 2 accounts to AFK. Don't go into the end, get into the boat. No, don't go in the end, get into the boat. Get in the boat. Get in the boat. Get in the boat, piggy. Get in the boat. Get in the boat. This pig's gonna be... Oh my... Okay, yeah, you can just go in the end. I don't even want to deal with you. Okay, and you too. You're going... You're literally on top of the boat. Okay, cool. There we go. That's one. Okay. We're going to go back to F5. And we're going to do the same thing we did with those other 2 pigs. We just have to be careful that we do not nudge them while we are driving our boats through. Okay, so those pigs going here means that it is working. Alrighty. So we're going to get him in the boat again. And then we're going to get into the boat. And we're going to do the same thing. So we should have a total of 4 pigs in here. Like I said, this is not going to work on a normal survival map like I'm playing on right now. It's only doable on servers. We actually just found that out. So you should have 4 pigs in here, just like that. And we will go back. And now we will finish the tutorial. So this here we can go ahead and break. Okay, go ahead and break all this. Alright, now we're going to need our building blocks again. Okay, so we go ahead and place in pistons along the bottoms like that. Okay, now these ones have to fire before these, which is why they observe this block, so that way they fire just before that one fires, which makes it to where they'll be up on the platform up here when this pushes out, so it'll push them towards that. Okay, so I'm going to resume once we get all of these placed in, and yeah, I will see you guys when I get all of them placed in. Alright, so we have all the modules built. We have the rest of them set up. I said if you build them just like that, you just build the rest of them, and you'll be fine.
I can't deal with you and the baby.
Alright. So we're going to get these sand blocks placed in, and we'll be fine. So now that we have all of our blocks placed in, when you turn on this farm, in the end you will have blocks that are spawning if you have the chunks loaded in. So the best way to AFK actually at this farm is having a friend go into the end with you, or have a friend stay here and you go into the end. The max you should have to AFK at this thing to fill quite a few chests is about an hour and a half to 2 hours at max. To fill, I don't know, probably a good 15 chests. That's all you should have to. But as long as you're not losing any blocks here, it shouldn't be much of an issue. and then we can go into the end. There's not going to be any... Oh, yep, there are blocks. Okay. So that means that it is working. We have all 3 blocks. But in normal survival, like I said, you really can't run this thing because of you being the only person in the game. So next we're going to go ahead and build the item return system. So we're going to go ahead and get some glass. And we need to find our central block on this because it's going to be spawning here. So what we do, we place these here. Okay. There are chunk loading methods too that you could use for it. To load in chunks while you're not in that world, but so we're gonna go ahead and build this guy, and it doesn't exactly matter which way it comes out. We're actually going to get solid blocks here. You don't have to have solid blocks there, but I'm going to. Then we're gonna grab some buttons, place button there and button there. Alrighty. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and grab a slab here. We're going to place this slab there, and then we're going to go ahead and get some glass here, and then we're going to grab a sign so that way we stop our water from flowing out into the... And grab a bucket of water and log your bucket or your slab with water. Now what's going to happen is all of these blocks are going to spawn in. They're going to fall down into this, hit that slab, and then they're going to come to here, and then this is where you'd put in your item storage. So you could do a trap chest, or just a regular chest, sorry. That's a trap chest, but you can use a regular chest. And then you just put your receiving items there, and whatever else you have. So that is actually the module for the entire end dimension. That's how you do storage. Like I said, it's 100% expandable. Just bring your things here. Make item transporters that bring your items out with the hoppers. So we'll run back into the overworld real quick, and we'll run it. And this thing should be running in the end as well. This one broke because the farm... Because we unloaded it, that's why it broke. Which is fine, we can go ahead and fix it. So the farm did break while we were out there, unfortunately, but it happens. So there. Now we can go ahead and start this back up. And let it do its magic. And that is the entire thing. I don't know why that one keeps breaking. Or they're not even firing for that matter. This upper piston's not even... Oh, that's why. Okay, well, this one broke actually, so these two modules did break, unfortunately. That won't happen if you keep it loaded. They just break because the chunks get unloaded, and then you know how redstone is when the chunk gets unloaded, it just breaks. So we can fix these real quick. Wow, these even got moved in. Okay. Yeah, even these guys got moved. And then we go ahead and place in our slime blocks. Sorry we're doing this again, but it just broke because we unloaded them. And place that there, and then we can go ahead and put in our concrete, and we're good to go. We used power up the farm. All three are firing. That's what matters. And yeah, that's the sand gravel duplicator. There will be an items list in the description below. Go ahead and check that out. Ilmango has another version of this, but it uses rails down here instead of redstone. But you can go ahead and use redstone. Also, credit goes out to Ilmango for helping me figure out how to get the blocks to actually go through the portal because of the pigs. I didn't know that the pigs actually mattered as much as they do, or the passive mobs for that matter mattered as much as they do, but I got this part working, but I couldn't figure out how to get that working, and luckily his video showed me that you had to have passive mobs for it. There's a glitch in the system where it's got one tick where the block exists in the overworld and at the end at the same time, and this pushes it in, pulls it out right away, so before these blocks can despawn into the end, it pulls them back, which is what allows them to do the duplication. So again, that is the sand gravel duplicator. Like I said, it takes about 75,000 items per hour, roughly. Take it or leave it. Why is this lagging so bad? I think my game just crashed. Oh, nope. But yeah, this is the output of the farm. Apparently it runs when you're not in the end because it's sending the blocks through, that's why. But yeah, this is what we got just after a little bit of that AFK time. Not very long we were AFK for, so this is what we got from it. But yeah, this is the sand gravel duplicator, concrete as well. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe for more content, and peace out everyone.